She doesn't bring much, and then she does. It's like dangerous behavior that I'm like,
hey, you guys.
Hi, everyone. Here we are.
Yes.
Kyla has a new setup at her home.
Yeah, it's kind of weird just because.
I love it.
Thank you. I always like coming over there, but we've had like snow here.
Do you have a lot of snow by you? Because there is like on the sidewalks, but that's about it.
I think it's like windier where you are. Plus, you're by the river.
It can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had 5 inches. We had a lot of snow.
Was that how much snow it was? I will say, and obviously you've been in my home. For everyone that's listening, I have so many windows. I'm a corner unit with so many windows. And I was laying on the couch. I was looking out, and I'm like, it's snowing. And it was like, I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie because I could see all the snow from. I was like, wow, and I have no man to share it with.
Well, one of the things I saw on social media, I think Chicago got a lot of snow. And one of the captions, somebody was like, living in a snow globe. And I was like,
that's a good book title and movie.
Yes, so you guys, we're really excited for today. Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 12. And I was just telling Dom something I never thought I'd say in my life, that I'm going to miss them.
I love that. It makes me so happy because I'm going to miss them too. I think collectively the Bravo fandom is going to miss them.
Yeah. You want to know why?
Why?
So I'm trying to study rich people and like.
Oh.
I know. And so I'm watching this episode. I had to record that Real Pets of Bravo commercial. Did you see that?
I love that commercial. Archie Bador is my favorite dog. I love him.
Bravo, I will give you all the credit. Please don't tag me with a copyright thing. But it's so cute. And then they have the little banner on the side, which is like, if you want to shop Wayfair from the Housewives house, click here. And I'm like, I love that they shamelessly promote. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but like, I always thought rich people, correction, I grew up not talking about money. Like, you don't tell people if you need stuff, you just kind of like make it happen. Yeah. And so I love that they're getting paid on the show. They write books and have businesses and whatever. And they still can push Wayfair and other
all those endorsement deals. Yeah.
And they're not like embarrassed, because the way I grew up, it was like, we don't talk about money. It's just, if you need it, just get a second job and don't say anything. And they're like, no, I'm getting every coin that I could ever get. And I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
actually,
I really love that part.
I love that you said that, because that's going to go into something. I feel like we say this every week, that there's something that makes us almost want to cry or something, or gets us emotional. Yeah. But there was one scene, but it kind of has something to do with what you just said. And that's that scene with Whitney and her husband this week. Now, here's what's interesting too, before I say anything about that. It's because I was listening to another podcast, Lost Culturish's podcast, and Heather Gay was on. Even through this interview, I'm much more of a fan of hers, because you do see another side to Heather. You just kind of start to learn more about her. But one thing that was a big emphasis of how she just, in the Housewives world, I mean, Housewives of Salt Lake City are kind of the new kid on the block. Not so much anymore, but when it premiered, and she kind of felt like, why what am I doing here? And she said that some of her castmates made her feel that way, of like, in the scope of the Housewives world, like, what are you doing here? Like, you are not on our level, kind of a thing. And they're just talking about the dynamics of how Salt Lake is literally just the best. And one thing that they were telling her, they're like, can we just tell you, one of the best things to come out of this particular season was Whitney's vulnerability with her business failing. And the reason why I came up on that podcast with Heather is they're talking about kind of like this echelon of housewives, and it brought up the conversation with Whitney of like, you know, you have all these women on here that build businesses, are supposed to be extremely successful, have lots of money. And then you have Whitney here, who's openly saying, instead of hiding it, saying, my business is failing right now, and I made some really horrible mistakes. Yeah. And it is what it is. And that scene with her husband, I guess I didn't realize that he like talked her into this deal of like this MLM thing. And the fact that she was potentially in talks with like Sephora, that really, I'm telling you, it almost broke my heart, because I think I even said, oh my God, are you kidding? I'm going to be honest with you. I probably would have divorced him. And I'm not trying to be funny. This is clearly her dream and her passion. And if you listen to your husband, who said, no, let's not do this. Let's do this MLM bullshit, which I don't even know why they would try that. And you left like a potential, I don't know how far the conversations were, a potential deal or conversation with Sephora for your beauty brand. That was gut-wrenching to me.
Gut-wrenching, and I have so many notes, but two things about that are super huge. One, if you're doing something, you want your partner to support you and be encouraged by it.
Yeah.
And I remember we spoke, I think, on episode 11 where we talked about like validation and whether it's good or bad. When you're with someone, you want them to be like, wow, you're really crushing it. The ironic thing is the people closest to you typically don't see it because they're always used to you talking about a new business, a new this, a new that. So they're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
The other side of that coin is that if you're in talks with Sephora and you want it to get to Ulta, but the person you love and respect says, hey, I think this works.
Yeah.
You probably will take their advice, especially if they have multiple businesses or have done it before, because it's what's called in the legal term undue influence. Their word is going to be weighted heavier because that's someone that is so close to you.
Yeah.
And like, it made me so sad because I know a lot of bloggers who like they get big and then their husband comes and works in the company. And it can work sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't work because when you want to go home and talk shit about your coworker, but your coworker is your spouse, who are you gonna talk to? Or you're talking to your homegirls, but you're talking to them about your spouse. Like, there are very, very few situations where that works. And I don't even know, what is her business?
So I remember this in season 1 because she already had it before Housewives started. It's called Wild Rose Beauty. It still exists. Like I was on her website today because I wanted to look at it because I almost bought products one day, skincare line, and then she had either last season or the season before. I can't remember when it kind of. I'm pretty sure it was a couple seasons ago because I remember Monica was still on the show, but she had a jewelry line, and I feel like that is when. I could be wrong. I think that is when they. This is where a lot of this stems from. I think it was called Prism, her jewelry line. And that's when I think all of this started. Because she had her brand. It was all her. She owned 100% of it. And it sounds like through her husband's suggestion, they merged into some existing, I guess, direct selling company that bought into it or something. That's the part I get confused about. But now it's, from my understanding, now Wild Rose Beauty, which is her, that's now hers again. And there's no direct, it's no back to that. But I don't know if it's like making money right now. But I mean, could you do, if I'm trying to think of like a business venture, if like you had a deal like with I'm a Lawyer, your other podcast, you should go listen to it, everybody. Say iHeartRadio or something, or Sirius XM came to you and said, hey, let's have a conversation. But then your husband said, no, let's not do that. Let's look over here. And then A, would you listen to him? Or B, if you did, how much would that affect your relationship?
So to answer these backwards, it would have a huge impact on my relationship if I listened and it didn't go well, but also if you listen and it goes huge, right? Because then you're
that's a good point.
At whatever level you were at, even if it was mediocre, it was all yours. And now, you know, if you're married to an asshole and they can be like, oh, look, you're lucky I made you successful.
Yeah.
There's so many other variables. So it would definitely impact your relationship, good or bad.
Yeah.
When I do that, it depends. Because if my husband is an expert in that space, where my husband is an expert in like technology and apps and websites.
Yeah.
If you tell me my website is shitty and there's something I can do and expensive to fix it, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
If you tell me, hey, I think you should sell You Are a Lawyer and Overanalyze, bundle it together, and that's not what you do, oh, thank you for sharing. Right?
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
you also have to put that in mind. And it sounds like Justin, Whitney's husband, is known for like business stuff. And so that also swayed her a little bit because she's like, oh, clearly he knows.
Yeah.
He doesn't know healthcare or skincare products, but he knows how to like do DTC, direct to consumer. Sure. The problem with that is it's so easy to move over into MLL, which is multi-level marketing, like your Mary Kay or your
which we all know at this point is like a scam. I don't know how people still fall for this shit.
Because you are selling stuff and then you bring on a team of people who are also selling stuff. But the thing is, I get a commission of everybody's sales that I bring on. That's the part where it's hard because then you're not still pushing your product. You're pushing it so that you can still get it. And the other fucked up part is you typically have to buy all your inventory. Which is
that's right.
There's so many different lines of conflict, which is why it doesn't really work because it's bad.
Yeah. There's some really good documentaries about like they're just on everything that are fascinating, and that makes me sad for, I think, which makes me just that much more sad for her because if I'm gonna fail, I want to do it based upon my own decision making, not because I listened to somebody. But I understand your perspective too. It's like, well, if you trust your spouse, you know, who's smart, it's like I don't know if I could ever look at my spouse the same if it failed. I'd be like, This is actually your fault, and I didn't even
It's
want to do it.
hard. Because
Yeah.
I used to like ask my guy to listen to my lawyer podcast all the time. And I was like, I want you to listen because it's mine. And he's like, I'm not your audience. And it was like, it does suck. But we know each other, respect each other enough that he can tell me no. And I was like, all right.
I love
can tell
that,
him no.
which is important.
Yeah, but I mean, it's important now. Hindsight, it's been 5 years. But I'm like, I got 14 downloads. You should be 8 of those.
I would expect them like, I should have double because you should be those 14.
Okay, I'm like, just play it on mute. What are you doing? So yeah. So that was how the episode started with Whitney and her guy Justin. And you know what? We've only seen him a couple times, maybe 3 times in this whole season. He actually really looked like contrite, like he was sad about it. So I did appreciate.
Yeah, I did. I'm very indifferent about him. He's played more of a pivotal role in past seasons. Pivotal is a dramatic word. We've seen a lot more of him in other seasons. So I wonder if this is strategic. I don't know if you know this. I think she said it in one episode, but he lost his like structured job because of the show. But you know, whatever. We have to look that up. I don't remember what business he was in. I don't remember. I don't know if it was. I mean, like him and Whitney did something where they're almost like half naked painting like together. Like they put paint over their bodies and were like rolling around in like some canvas on the floor. And I think it was after that they were like, no, we don't want you to work here anymore, kind of a thing. If you're a private company, I suppose it's your decision. I suppose, whatever. But
and we don't
I think
know, like, how high he was up in the company. So random segue while you're moving us to the next point.
Yeah.
I'm editing one of the episodes, and I don't remember why I was looking up money, but it was like richest Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Do you want to guess the richest? The number one richest and then the second richest, according to Google, so Wikipedia and people's random review.
Okay, number one richest. I'm gonna have to guess. Well, I want to say this is current, right? I kind of want to say Bronwyn this through osmosis with her husband.
Okay. And who's the next?
Meredith Marks.
Okay. Bronwyn, $34 million.
You go, girl.
And it did say mostly acquired through her spouse and like the I guess they own things together, those kind of things. And then number 2 is Lisa Barlow.
I almost said I almost said Lisa, but
$5 million from the tequila business.
Can I tell you a secret about that? See, I don't know why I said secret. I met somebody who has met Lisa Barlow. Mm-hmm. They said her tequila is not good.
Really?
And I've heard this online before. A lot of people say that online in comment sections and stuff. And you kind of go, oh, okay, who knows? They actually had it. It was given to them by her herself and said it's not good. And they went to an event that they were doing.
Yeah. And
they included it as like a mix or whatever. And they said, thank you. And then they made somebody else go and buy new tequila at the liquor store.
We should do a tasting.
I think you have to order it online. I'll look at it. I think it's kind of expensive. I'll look it up.
I've ever had tequila, like, because I don't do shots, and I think the only people I'm ever around that do shots are people that do shots of brown liquor.
Oh no, I really like Blanco tequila. Yeah,
and the last time was like when I got out of law school, like 2015. So it's been a long.
What kind of tequila?
So.
Yeah, I only do Blanco tequila.
Tequila with stuff? How could it taste bad? Or is that a sign for like, yeah, that's how shitty it was?
Yeah, it's because I heard tequila. Alleged. I don't know. I have not had it personally. Who knows? I have heard that on the internet before. I'm not a Lisa Barlow fan per se, but if she had good tequila, then I'd drink it.
I mean, people buy a lot of shitty stuff, and
that part.
When it comes to business, I mean, I got your money, and now you tried it. No, you don't care to buy it again, but I still got your initial money, so thanks.
That's all that matters. But I have to get your opinion on how the episode started with Bronwyn picking up Todd and that inflatable. What the I love her so much, but like,
I know.
What the fuck? And she like jumped in back on, and he was like, not even surprised. He was like, oh, hey. He wasn't, I mean, I'm sure he's used to her antics and stuff, but I'm like.
Antics, but actually, Dom, that's a Kyla comment you would say, because he's there at the carousel waiting for his luggage with the cameraman.
He's just like.
He knows something is, he knows.
That's true. He did say that. He's like, you look like a sloth. But I thought their car ride was interesting when she's trying to talk to him. And he seemed a tad bit more engaging than he normally is.
I was looking at all the houses behind them.
Oh, I was looking at it too. I'm like, oh, look at it. I was looking at the streets and all the buildings. But he did say something that was kind of interesting when she is talking to him about all the dynamics and she's gonna throw this party. That was kind of amusing, but he said, he's like, well, you all have shit on each other anyways, or something like that. And I'm like, hey, like it's almost like he opened the door like a tiny bit to let the light come in. That he, not that he seemed interested, but he gave us a little more than he normally has. He's like, well, do what you got to do, but you all know you have shit on each other, so you all are kind of like responsible for all your own shit.
I don't care for him in terms of like, I'm not trying to go have a drink with him or go to dinner with him. Please don't sit me next to Todd.
You don't want to kiss and have him fart on you?
No. But I think he and her have a really good dynamic.
You think?
I do. I mean, in the car, when we get to see them and they almost forget the cameras are there, I think they're okay. Like in the car, I think when it's just them, I think he does just let her be kooky and silly. And she likes the stability of him. And I didn't get a chance to do it right now, but I want to look up the astrology of all of the ladies, the cast members, and talk about that because they're giving me Taurus Cancer energy. Like we looked up their ages, but I want to actually know because then when Bronwyn's talking to her mom, and her mom actually, she was like, oh, I'm down for anything I wouldn't normally do. And I'm like, wait, but that's Bronwyn. Did you teach her that? But we don't see that side of you. So I'm really fascinated to know.
That was a lovely scene with Bronwyn and her mom about the pride stuff. And also, thank you, Bronwyn, for being an ally to the LGBTQIA plus community. Love that. You are a champion for us, so I love you so much. And I love that conversation because you saw emotion from her mom, and I thought it was very sweet. Her mom's like, I am proud of you, and I know it's hard for me to say, but is it so bad that I walked away from that conversation and I could not stop thinking about when Bronwyn said to her, thank you for helping me with this because I know this is not, your politics. And I'm like, fuck, she's MAGA. She's MAGA.
So I thought that too. And the other thing I thought about, and it kind of made me upset, and I had a little baby cry about it. She's probably a one-issue voter. You're voting about this one thing, and it impacts so many other things, and now your daughter is trying to get her citizenship. So this is May 2025, because they were talking about the Derby. But now, December 2025, they're trying to eliminate dual citizenship or kick people out who have that. And I'm just like, you probably voted against your daughter's own interest. That part pisses me off. And I was like, I'm trying to not make this political, but I was watching the whole thing and I was just like, this whole episode is political. Because then the spilling the tea Boston Tea Party, which they did completely backwards. I'm like, okay, Kyla, don't overthink it. But also, England wanted us to buy their tea, and we said, no, fuck you, we're not buying it. So we're going to take what we have and toss it. Y'all did not do this well. Basically, y'all are saying the most important stuff is the stuff y'all just put in the river, which means that all of the mess is still there. But
Well, you know me. That was the only other compelling part of the whole episode was that whole scene, which I thought was interesting. But you know me, I'm a political junkie, so I was like, this is really interesting. Okay. I did kind of enjoy the thought process and the idea behind, okay, Boston tea, part spill the tea. I thought that was kind of cute. And I did like her whole, like, the reasoning why she wanted it. I did enjoy that. And you're right, though. I'm like, okay, some of the facts are not historically correct. But you know what? I guess that's not the whole point here. By the way,
was there any tea spilled, or did anyone forgive anyone at the party, though?
I don't think anyone forgave anyone. Based upon what I thought the rules were, Angie is the only one that followed them that I can think of, because the whole point, at least how I interpret it, was we're spelling the tea, so on the box you write the name of someone you have talked about behind their back, and now your time to say it. And Angie was the only one that did that, and she's talking to your point of the Derby. She said, well, Lisa, I talked about you and your horses. Everyone else said things that everybody knew. So I'm like, okay, I think she's the only one that followed the rule. And good. And I'm Team Heather, by the way, segue. Okay, so what were your overall thoughts of this party? And it was really Heather and Whitney and Meredith that really brought out the heat here. I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but an official, like, whose side are you on in all this? Team Meredith or Team everyone else?
I'm Team Brittany because it happened to her, and
she was so silent.
She was just sitting there like, how? When she said that we have graduated from this topic, we are getting PhDs in this topic. Because she's like, how was I the one this happened to? And you guys are still going. And we've talked about it. We've had our own fine.
Yeah.
So A couple of things. I really thought it made a lot of sense when we saw them in the cars on the way there.
Yeah.
Even though I hate when people say you are the people you surround yourself with, but Brittany says, I met with her, we talked about it, we were fine. What do Heather and Whitney say? Wow, and you choose to forgive her? Okay, cool.
You're like, I couldn't have done that, but that's really big of you, yeah.
But then you see Lisa and Meredith, and she's like, yeah, I talked to her. And Lisa's like, ugh, gross, and that's it. And I'm just like, wow, she is ramping you up, just like we're supporting you. And I'm like, this showed so much of the dynamic of their relationships.
That's so true.
I still am very uncomfortable with Meredith. I really do not.
Same.
I did like her outfit, that gray. It wasn't on theme.
It was not on theme. Neither of them were, those two Bobbsey twins.
But it was really cute. So I thought it was really, really, really ugly and disrespectful to bring urine tests.
I know.
Because I thought that she was making light of it, which is not okay. Second, I'm not giving you my DNA and my urine. Third, who's running the test? Like, I just thought it was really stupid because if we are trying to say you have a substance abuse problem, why would you make me take a test? You take the test and then send the email to all of us about your results. Which
is what Whitney was saying at the end. Yeah. Whitney said that. I totally agree with you. Because I agree with what Whitney said at the very end of the episode in her confessional. She was like, basically, this is deflection. Like, you're the one that's having a problem. We're all telling you. And you come here trying to deflect the case by bringing us drug tests when you're the one that you need to be taking that and handling your own shit. We don't need to know the results, but, you need to be doing that. She is such a gaslighter. I didn't think we could make her look more guilty, but that made her look that much more guilty.
You know what would have been better? And I'm even thinking about like a Bronwyn or a Heather would have done it where you come to my house and I have a nurse here and we're going to get some raspberry.
Like a party. Drug test party.
Yes, not having the pack in your bag. And I really loved how Mary was like, so much urine.
She said something else that was funny to back up at 2 seconds when it was Brittany's turn. And she mentioned the whole Jared. I was like, oh my God. But Mary, she's like, oh, not this again. I just laughed. So Mary was a whole vibe. She was a whole vibe at that party.
And she spent all that time choosing a hat or wig. And I have some more liquor. And she's drinking it out of her teacup. Oh my God, I loved it. But what did you think? What was your take on the whole party?
Actually, I could not agree with you more. When I wouldn't even have said before, I was uncomfortable by Meredith. I'm just annoyed by her. Something about this episode, I do feel uncomfortable about her. Because I'm just like, I am going to go back into my other prediction. I'm going to slightly doubling down on the fact that I don't think Meredith comes back. Again, this is episode by episode. Now I'm back to like, if this is like a political poll, I'm like, okay. But the odds of her not coming back as of right now, whether it's by choice or not, I don't know, are increasing. Because I felt what Heather said when she was getting emotional almost. She's like, we've been friends for many years and now you're calling me a liar and you're trying to convince me that I didn't see what I saw. Because when she said that, I have been in that space before where I have felt something, experienced something, have an emotional connection to something bad that happened either to me or in my proximity that I was there and witnessed, and had somebody try to convince me that I didn't experience what I did. And that is, I will tell you, and I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like that, that to me is one of the most egregious and disgusting feelings, because you can't take away someone's feelings or life experience in life. Yeah. Granted, your feelings are your feelings, and that is, up to interpretation of whatever it is that, whether it's a situation or whatever it might be, they're your feelings. But to say, if I was present for something, if I witnessed an argument at my friend's house, and now my friend's saying, that never happened, and I'm like, but I was watching it, and you're trying to convince, that is so diabolical to me, because it is so undermining. I think it is very dangerous. I think it is horrific and mean, and that is not a friend, because then you start second guessing yourself, like, am I crazy? And that is a horrible it's hard for me to even describe when someone tells you what you experienced did not happen, even though you were fucking there, and you start questioning your own self. That is a really shitty feeling, and Meredith knows exactly what she's doing, in my opinion. She's doing that on purpose because she is guilty. I definitely am now thinking there is some sort of footage out there of this, and she knows, and that's why I think that is her end game, that she is trying to push this so convincingly hard for some reason, so that it negates whatever possibly could be happening. And while it does not make sense, I think maybe that's why. Because it's like what Whitney said, like, we were all there. I don't know why you're calling me a lot. We all experienced the same fucking thing, girl. Like, what are you talking about? I think it's so gross.
I'm suspicious of any time when Lisa is there and she's quiet.
Totally. And she went back on that one statement. The Heather, she's like, oh, you said this last week.
Whenever she's quiet, I'm like, nope, there is way more ugliness. And so to go with your prediction, if Meredith leaves, who does Lisa hang out with? Or will Lisa end up bringing one of the other ladies onto the dark side?
Well, I think anytime you bring off either a strong character or a semi-strong character, like Meredith, you like her or not, she's an OG of the show, and she has a huge fan base. She has a presence. I don't think she's given that much this season. I think I've seen 6 years of the same bullshit from her that I'm just not entertained anymore. That's my personal opinion of her. I can respect and understand that she's a big presence on the show. So if she was to leave, that just becomes an opportunity for the cast to really kind of, I don't want to say realign their alliances, because that makes it sound so strategic, but you have an opportunity to shift the dynamic now of the group. It's like, okay, we don't have this anymore. In a perfect world, I would hope it would allow Lisa, if she was also to stay on, to do some deep self-reflection of herself. And she can keep all her quips and her funny one-liners and her personality, but maybe to soften her approach on certain things, whatever it might be. I think it's an opportunity for her to kind of not be so loyal to a fault to Meredith and open herself up to the other women in a different way. And maybe it's bringing on some other women, maybe from her own friend circle. I don't know. But I think it's an opportunity for the dynamics to shift a little bit. And that's what I would like to see, because while I think this is the best Housewives like franchise right now, I at the same time worry. I'm like, okay, if we keep this dynamic the way it is, I don't think that's entertaining long run. I think it's entertaining for right now, not another season or two. Like something needs to give and change, because her just denying things, that's not entertaining to me anymore. Though, I mean, the season's not over. They're going to Greece next week. So I'm curious of how all this plays out. So my mind can change, but I think something's got to give. The dynamic has to change, because I'm already kind of tired of it in a way.
Yeah. How did they forgive Brittany for recording them the last time? Was that an episode, like a multi-episode discussion?
Kind of, yeah. They were like, and that was a whole cast. It wasn't like she had an ally. And I think this over time, and it came up at the reunion too, and they hashed it out. And I think it was just a situation of like, to me, that was easier, because while she wasn't saying like, I wasn't filming, she was just saying like, I didn't know how to turn it off. And so that to me is like, okay, girl, you're lying, but that's not a big deal. Someone saying like something did not happen, an egregious thing didn't happen, that's harder to get over unless you can somehow, I don't even know what meeting in the middle is, but unless you somehow could, I don't see how you move forward with Meredith. Yeah. Unless that's to come, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't sound like it from what I hear from interviews. Like, it doesn't sound like it.
The deflection part is hard, because we're never going to reach a solution or a conclusion if you keep deflecting.
Totally.
And also, when she gets... First of all, she's not even answering any of the questions.
None of it.
So then to shut down and not even answer what you weren't answering, but when you're just like a little kid that's just like, I'm not interested. It's basically like a silent tantrum.
Totally.
It's really, really awkward to watch.
She's very awkward to watch. And I'm just not... Yeah, like, I'm not enjoying her.
I think that Heather is extremely... rational. I feel like I would definitely want to hang out with her, have a glass of wine, chat. When she gets upset about something, I really am like, oh, you really fucked up. If you got Heather upset, like she's more emotional about this than Lisa on the yacht. And I was just, you know what I mean? She was like, no, I remember when people told me my experience in the Mormon church wasn't correct. You're not going to tell me what I saw was incorrect. And so... Yeah,
100. That I can't relate to it, but I felt it deep down. I'm like, oh, that she does not throw that around. Like, it's, like, I need to convince the public of such and such. Like, she wouldn't just say that. So I really felt that when she said that.
Yeah. So... we have to talk about Angie and what she wrote on the box, because she wrote that she didn't believe that Lisa had a horse. She like, I follow Lisa on social media. Whenever she does something, she posts it. I don't believe she did this.
That was so funny, yeah.
Now, I've known people who are one-uppers, right? You tell them you bought a book, they're like, oh, I just bought 3 of the books and the first one. Okay, good for you. Lisa one-upped herself. She said, well, it's just a little horse. It's not a really big deal. You know, I'm going to get another. We don't believe you have one. What are you doing? And now you're going to have to. And I was just like, you didn't even have to lie. Why are you lying?
Well, I knew she lied.
Yeah.
Or is lying through this whole thing. We saw proof of it. Like, for one, Angie, I don't know if you know this, her daughter rides horses professionally. So she's at all horse shows. So listen, she knows what she's talking about to some degree. 2, they showed the flashback. She's like, Lisa, you announced it to all of us. I didn't announce it. And they showed the flashback on the boat. And Lisa's like, yeah, I bought a horse. I'm like, so now that we see that you lied about that tiny statement, I don't believe anything that you say.
Well, because she didn't buy a horse.
I agree. I'm like, you probably did rent it. And what's wrong with that? That's probably expensive.
There's nothing wrong. First of all, horse maintenance is expensive as shit because it's not having a dog.
Totally.
You gotta have its own stable. You have to want to care for them and what they eat and all. It's not getting a puppy. It's not getting a fish. There's nothing wrong if you're renting. There's also nothing wrong if you're just learning how to ride or going to ride, right? You don't have to own it. And so I will tell you this, though. If we had to only kick off one housewife because one was there for entertainment factor, at least keep Lisa because her lives are so comical now. And most importantly, I don't really see too many of her lies hurting people. Now, her influence
it's just annoying.
Is dangerous, but I don't really see her hurting people, whereas Meredith's gaslighting is actually dangerous.
I agree. I'm very hard on Lisa Barlow in this podcast. I really am. But I will say she is entertaining, and I know if I met her, I would probably like her because she does have likable qualities. And you're totally right. Like, her lies, whatever she's lying about, even though if she heard us say that, she'd be like, I don't lie about anything. And I'm like, well, we saw like a few of them like on camera. They don't hurt someone's character necessarily. They're not hurting physically, emotionally, mentally somebody else. It's more like, okay, like, I'm exhausted with you. I don't want to deal with this. So she has redeeming qualities to kind of like, you know, maneuver through that relationship where Meredith, she's just dangerous at this point. And I think it's time for you to go away, girl. Sorry.
You know what's sad? You said she's just dangerous, and I was about to say, and boring. How can you be dangerous and boring?
That is true. She doesn't bring much, and then she does. It's like dangerous behavior that I'm like...
Yeah. I would be very curious to see if maybe the editors have a lot more from her that she does not show.
That could be. That definitely could be.
You tell me she's been here for the whole 6 years, and I'm like, she's doing something, but at this point, I don't have anything to be a fan about because she's been so little this season.
By the way, segue. What sign did you think Bronwyn was?
Either a Taurus or a Cancer.
She's a Virgo.
But that's still an earth sign because I'm a Taurus. And so she is very, very, she likes structure, order, routine. She will lay out a plan for something to detail. Yeah.
I like it says detail-oriented and receipts queen.
Yeah. What's her husband? I just think he's a water sign. He's a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces.
You are pretty good at these things.
What is he?
He's Capricorn.
There's 3 earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay.
Because that's not his official, but they didn't say his official birthday. Because it did say most likely Capricorn, Taurus, or Cancer. So actually.
Okay. Well, the funny thing is, so I'm a Taurus, but my husband is a Cancer. So I'm that crazy, and he's like...
Your husband is very chill.
But the thing about it, a crab, though, when he pinches you, it's bad. That's why we don't get him riled up. We chill. But then I'm the bull who doesn't mess with anyone. I'm just eating my grass in the field until you come near me and then I ram you. So it's like you can see these personality things come out of people. So I could see him as a Capricorn because that's pretty detailed. Cancer, definitely. So, yeah. I've been studying it because I think that, like, a lot of things that people do can, like, mess up your kids, but a lot of that stuff is written in the stars. Like, most of that stuff is based on when you were born, where you were born, what time, all of it. Like, there's things you get just based off of that. So, anywho.
Yeah, his birthday is not revealed, so to be continued. I'll try to do some more digging. Okay. Yeah.
I really love their outfits. Let me look at my notes real quick. I
Those were
always love a
funny.
situation to dress up.
Angie waiting for everyone in her like colonial outfit. I thought it was so. I'm like, Angie, you do nothing but exist and are hilarious to me.
Oh, here we go, real quick.
Mhm.
We skipped over the part of Heather prepping her daughter's room.
Oh yeah.
My parents didn't do that for me.
My parents didn't do that for me either because I didn't go to college until like now. So
I loved it. I was like,
she was talking about that also on that podcast episode I was listening to. It sounds corny, but it shows that she is a really good mom. Like she loves her children, but she's also equally as excited to be an empty nester. And I kind of love that perspective because you keep hearing about like moms that are empty nester. Like, oh my God, I'm so sad. And I think because it goes along with understanding her whole full story of her life, of why she feels that way. She's not some like older woman that's ready to like bang guys left and right for the hell of it. She wants to do it because she never got to really fully live life because she was so beholden to a religion that lied to her, essentially. At least that's her personal feelings. And I love that first. I love that you see both like sides of like she can still like celebrate her children and she looks like such a great mom while also living out her wildest dreams. I become, in a weird way, this season made me become even more of a Heather Gay fan than I was before. Like I love her so much.
I don't have an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old that's about to be in a 19-year-old, but she's like, to raise these little people to now they're adults, and now I'm not responsible anymore, right? They can always come back home. Yes, if you need money, call me. Of course, she's going to take them to school and cry when she leaves.
Totally, yeah.
She gets to say, wow, I'm not worried about does she need to go to practice or does she need gas money? Or if she needs it in Florida and I'm in Utah. Now I get my space. Like she's reclaiming being an empty nester because so many people see it as like this devastating thing. And to your point, or a chance for them to go out and then start going on booze cruises every week. And she's just like, I've reached a level. Like she's seeing it as an achievement, not like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's a level of achievement. And I just think it's really cool.
I love that you said it that way because I think that, I mean, I'm not a parent, you are, and that day will come for you too. But I love that we're framing it that way. It is because that isn't you raised your kid. Your job is not done. It's just now the responsibilities are different.
Yeah.
And that is a huge achievement. Like you did that. Like you raised a human being to be a full-fledged functioning adult. Why wouldn't that should be celebrated? And then you get to celebrate it by living your life now for just you.
I know.
I love her. I love her. I love her so much. And I love her docuseries on Peacock. It is so good. I'm so happy for her because she's getting everything she deserves, in my opinion.
So friends, you heard it here first, and this is our last comment. I am a Housewives fan now.
Yeah, that's right. I got her. Yes, we're going to do Beverly Hills premiering December 4th.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Well, you know you know Bose because of her career.
I know her, and then I know the designer who's coming back, Rachel Zoe.
Oh, you know Rachel Zoe. Fans are really excited for her to come back, but like in a new way. It's going to be good.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for overanalyzing with us.
Overanalyze always. Bye.